I don't know, but you know what I do know? It's Behind Spires time, and I'm Ed, and this is...
Hi guys, I'm Molly, and I am a friendly neighborhood city employee in Jose.
Yes. Come join us behind the Spires, where we will bring the business of Frederick forward, highlighting updates on Frederick's projects, policies, and events.
That's true. Each week, we bring a special guest with us behind the Spires, and this week is no exception. We have Kimether Redmon from our health center under HHS, Housing and Human Services. She's a nurse practitioner making a big impact through care, prevention, and education to the residents of Frederick. And she highlights some of the health center, what the health center does, some topics like vaccines and nursing awareness. And we're excited to hear how her work is helping families in Frederick.
Yes, it should be a pretty good interview.
I'm excited to talk to her.
If you're not watching us on video, you can catch our lovely mugs on YouTube at City of Frederick, Maryland. Of course, you can also listen to us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Amazon, and other podcasting services.
And now we have an update from Vote Frederick, a topic that is on everyone's mind.
Everybody's mind.
2025 is an election year, and voters will elect a mayor and 7 city council members. The general election is Tuesday, November 4th.
Gotcha.
Coming up.
If you're not registered yet, no problem. City residents can still register no matter your citizenship status. Just complete the city's voter registration form at cityoffrederickmd.gov/elections.
New this year, so this is brand new, the city has 5 council districts. You can use our interactive district map online to find your district and see who's running.
Ooh.
Yes.
Now, you can also vote by mail or in person this year. All registered voters will receive a ballot for the general election.
Let's shape Frederick's future. Get out and vote, and come check out our website.
Get out and vote.
We'll be right back, guys, with Kimether.
Registering for City Alerts is a great way to keep you safe if you live, work, or play and visit in the city. COF Alerts is the official City of Frederick emergency alert system that is designed to alert, warn, and notify residents and businesses of emergency situations. We use Frederick County government's Everbridge alert system to provide this critical service. You pick how we can reach you. You can receive alerts via text, email, and push notifications from Everbridge. COF alerts may be sent for emergency situations such as snow emergency declarations, police and security alerts, major water system issues, and hazardous weather. You may also sign up for automated weather alerts from the National Weather Service, such as watches and warnings for tornadoes, winter storms, and flash flooding. Remember, stay safe by staying informed.
You go.
And
We're back.
We're back.
Hi, guys. We are back, and we're so excited. That was really great, by the way.
I know,
we should try
right?
that again next time. We're so excited to introduce you guys to Kimether Redmon. Kimether, thank you so much for being with us today.
Thanks for having me.
And for those who haven't had the privilege of meeting you yet, we just met, and I feel like we're already best friends. Can you introduce yourself and just share a little bit about your background?
Sure. So my name is Kimether Redmon. I'm a family nurse practitioner. I work for the City of Frederick's Community Health Center. That is right downtown. Most people don't know it because we are hidden very well. But I've been there for the last 3 years. Absolutely love it. My background is in public health research, and probably after 10 years of being on the research side, I was like, man, I want to get my hands dirty.
Yeah.
And I actually work with people directly. So I transitioned into clinical practice and nursing care first, working inpatient, then working primary care, then doing concierge work before finally deciding, I think it's time for me to become a nurse practitioner, where I can see my own patients and really be able to help people make good, healthy decisions for themselves and their families.
And one thing before we started taping that Kimether mentioned is that she collects degrees like infinity stones.
I
thought that was really cool.
I heard you guys talking about that. I'm like, that's a lot.
And we have some same, we know some of the same people. You were out at the VA in Palo Alto for a bit.
Yes. So I have always been really fascinated with neuroscience. So when I graduated from the second degree program,
Infinity Stone number 2.
Infinity Stone 2.
This is the power stone.
I wanted to really work in TBI research, particularly helping patients once they discharge from the hospital be able to stay safe. Because as you can probably expect, after a brain injury, some things might be a little out of whack, self-regulation, judgment,
right,
and your risk of having another brain injury is really high in that first year of discharge. So I did research based on that. I was able to speak with patients and families directly, but I also got to observe like the nurses and the doctors and how they just interacted with the patients, how much patience and just insight and kindness that they had interacting with patients. That's what really made me want to say, you know what, I loved this, but I think I'm going to see what that clinical practice side is. So when I became a nurse, Infinity Stone 3, I very specifically was seeking a nurse residency program that focused on traumatic brain injury and polytrauma rehabilitation. And I just happened to find an amazing new grad residency program at the VA in Palo Alto. It's one of the 5 polytrauma centers in the country that both serves veterans, but also active duty patients as well. So I got to just meet people from all over, but also be able to see just what happens when someone has a pretty severe polytraumatic event and what that rehabilitation process can look like. And it's fascinating what the body and the brain can do.
Yes. One of the best places for the research going on.
Yes.
I think that is so cool.
So it's very exciting.
Yes.
And we know so little about neuroscience in general, but still the body and brain just continues to amaze us.
Yes, we know 1/1,000,000th of what it's capable of and the intricacies. So how did you end up at the Community Health Center?
So I've always had a overarching interest in serving underserved populations, historically excluded populations, and those who really have unfortunately deal with a lot of the health disparities that make it just more likely for them to have health issues that can really impact their quality of life, which ultimately impacts just their ability to be just a participating person in society.
Right.
So I initially worked with at-risk youth. Then I think I transitioned to working with the people with disabilities, then working with minority patients, population who were dealing with complications like diabetes and hypertension. And I just always continue to gravitate towards what are the populations that really could probably benefit most from my effort, especially from my public health background, which is really heavy on community health education, meeting people where they are, also having a holistic approach to care as well. So I was very intentional with Infinity Stone number 4, with ensuring that when I went to school to become a nurse practitioner, that I was doing clinical rotations in places that would expose me to those types of populations. So that included people who were battling homelessness, mental illness, those who perhaps had low socioeconomic status that can really impact their ability to manage their health care. And I just always loved it. I'm always so amazed by the resilience of these groups and how if you just give them the education, the respect, the dignity, and the safety, that they can absolutely take care of themselves, take care of their families, and really be able to have a wonderful quality of life. It's no different to me whether it's someone who is wealthy and has access to all the things. They still their health can still fail if they don't have that respect, dignity, safe space, and self-efficacy. So it naturally, for me, was important for me to try to continue working in these type of patient populations, and working at a federally qualified health center is a good way to do that. So the City of Frederick's Community Health Center is one of, actually, I don't think there's that many others, in the area. But so one of few, if not only, federally qualified health center in Frederick, which means that we are designated by the federal government to be able to serve and help close the gap when it comes to health disparity and being able to at least provide like access to healthcare for those who may be uninsured or just don't have the insurance or the like access.
Right. It's clear you have like the brains and like the heart for this kind of work.
yeah.
Just how you just described that. So that's awesome that you're here.
Yeah. Before I get to the next question, I just want to say, as a Marvel fan, I'm appreciating the Infinity Stone analogies. To go with like what she was saying, you have a big heart for this. What inspired you to initially pursue a career as a nurse practitioner, especially in like a community health setting? Thinking all the way back.
For me, it probably began with my own family. My family personally has had to deal with a lot of different health challenges, some that were driven by socioeconomic status, education, health literacy challenges. And I saw just firsthand what it's like when you have a provider who really cares, who really wants to help you meet your health goals versus a healthcare provider who isn't, who just kind of treats you as a number and just wants to get you in and out. If I was able to like go to like my grandmother's like medical appointments, I used to always observe the providers and see which ones are giving her that confidence that she can manage her, her chronic health conditions and things like that, and which weren't. And of course, I did not like it when she encountered providers who were the latter, who were not really meeting people where they were not providing that individual, personalized, patient-centered care. So that really just provided fuel for me to be able to provide that as well. And then my own personal journey, we are all at some point patients, even as clinicians, and I have personally dealt with disparity within the healthcare system. I've had certainly my fair share of provider experience that was quite underwhelming. I have a chronic health condition that went undiagnosed for 25 years because it was often just being like, oh, it's normal, oh, it's fine. And I know that I was largely driven by my skin color, by my gender, and I wanted to be a healthcare provider that even I, as a patient, would find as a safe person.
I love that.
To be my provider.
Yes, because we all are patients. I mean, I had a chronic health thing, that same thing. It was like, oh, it's anxiety, it's anxiety, it's anxiety.
Yes. Yeah, right. And then you're like, boom.
You're like,
it was not.
It was not.
And how much gaslighting and invalidation did you experience that can really start to impact your confidence, but also make you start thinking like, is it me?
Right.
Is there that same experience? I absolutely see it across all people from all countries. They all have that same type of challenge when they're faced with a provider that might have some implicit bias.
Right.
And when you're working with these patient populations, that has to be the last thing that they encounter because they already are dealing with so much.
Yeah.
Already might be viewed as lesser than or already be maybe embarrassed by their personal situation or just have fallen on hard times and just can't figure out how to get out of that. That is the type of patient that more than anyone needs to have a empathetic provider who is going to meet them where they are.
No.
And I knew that there would be no shortage of opportunities to exercise that gift and that training than at like a community health center.
So talk to us about that. So what does the community health center, like what role do they play here in Frederick?
If I was to sum it up in just a few words, I would say that it is a resource for healthcare services that helps close the gap. So when you have patients who end up in the emergency room and they don't have a primary care provider and they're uninsured or underinsured, typically, if there's no resource to refer them to, they just are kind of like discharged and say, okay, goodbye, good luck. And unfortunately, they might roll right back into the emergency room because they didn't receive that like extension of care. For us, whenever that happens in Frederick, we are automatically listed as their primary care provider.
Oh, you are?
I'm a lot of people's primary care provider.
Wow.
And I appreciate that, because that also means that we're a trusted service within the community, that other providers, like those in emergency medicine, urgent care, and other places know, okay, well, we're going to refer you to this place, because one, we know that they will serve you no matter what. And two, we have a really good understanding of not just the healthcare needs of these type of patient populations, but also like the wraparound services that they also might need too. The Community Health Center falls under the Department of Housing and Human Services, and that is such a gift. When I saw that, not only was I excited that it was a FQHC, but this is a particularly unique one that is being operated by a city government, and one that is within a larger department that can help connect people to other services. So we have outreach services, we have housing assistance. We're able to help people with getting a Social Security card, with getting a driver's license, getting their birth certificate, those things that we take for granted, but are actually things that are essential to be able to be like active members of society. Like, you can't get a license without a birth certificate. You can't put down an application for an apartment without some type of identification. Like, so they help them all around. So I might have a patient that comes in that, perhaps they have uncontrolled diabetes, maybe they have high blood pressure, and I have the gift of being able to not only help them treat those chronic health conditions, but then I can also connect them to the services within a department that's going to help them even more so manage their health conditions. So what is the point or benefit of me prescribing medications that you can't afford, for example? Or how am I going to say, well, make sure you eat plenty fruits and vegetables and you don't have good food security? So I can connect you to the food bank. I can connect you to one of the case managers that can help you with having stable housing. I wish that this was the way that healthcare just
works all the time.
I wish that when any patient, regardless of their background or socioeconomic status, whenever a patient gets in front of a provider that is a provider that is seeing the whole picture, I would say that if you're working within this type of field, you don't have any choice but to do that. So perhaps maybe in other worlds and circles that I'm not privy to, you're able to just, see a patient, treat them, move on to the next one. I don't feel like I have that luxury, and I don't want that luxury. I want to always have my eyes fully open to the full picture for a patient. And that's what they deserve too. They deserve to have themselves fully seen, fully respected, and still be given a safe space to be able to address their healthcare needs.
Amen.
Absolutely. What do you believe are some of the biggest challenges and, vice versa, biggest rewards of working in a community-focused clinic?
Oh, man. Well, community health centers in general have been life-giving for many years. I am proud to be at a community health center, and I probably will be at one for the long run, because the benefit is both measurable and immeasurable. I would say on a measurable scale, we are saving the community millions of dollars when it comes to patients using not using the emergency room like it's primary care.
Right.
If you didn't have your primary care doctor that you can call and have a telehealth appointment with, you would end up in the emergency room. And unfortunately, that is causing a lot of overwhelm for emergency departments, not only in Frederick County, but all over the country. Community health centers help to provide a source of primary care that's going to help with preventing health issues before they become serious issues that land you in an emergency department. It also means that you are able to get your conditions under control and be able to get a job if you need one, take care of your family.
Right.
So it really ends up being an investment in the community. which is why I am a big believer that if you serve those who are most in need, it benefits the entire community. And like we all get the benefit of having a health center that is helping to fill that gap, because it results in patients who are community members who are able to now engage in the community in active, meaningful ways.
Yeah, 100%.
And so I think there's a couple other weeks that are coming up that we wanted to highlight too, right? Immunization week, I think.
Immunization week.
And so does the
yes.
community center provide vaccines and what are some of the most important immunizations that people tend to overlook?
So the Community Health Center does offer vaccinations. We try not to duplicate too many services, so we also connect people with the Frederick County Health Department as well, who also provides a good amount of vaccinations. And I would say some of the most important ones, especially when it comes to our more at-risk patient populations, is always going to be the flu. Flu vaccine is just always going to be something that if you stay on top of that, it helps to prevent a lot of aggravation of other health issues that you may have. It keeps people out of the hospital. It means that maybe if you do get the flu, that it's going to be a less severe case of it. So that's always really important. COVID vaccine as well, for all the same reasons. Vaccination at least helps that if you do get sick, you hopefully are able to have a milder case than you would if you did not have vaccination. Childhood immunizations are vital, of course. They're required largely for to have your child be able to be in public school. But even more importantly, it protects them. And if you have children who are coming from places that have a higher risk of some of these conditions, it's particularly important to ensure that they are getting that protection. And one of the ones that I think doesn't get talked about enough is pneumonia vaccination. A lot of people don't realize that it even exists.
I didn't even know it existed.
We often recommend it for our older patient population.
Okay.
But we even are starting to recommend it for some who are younger if they have certain health conditions like diabetes, hypertension, asthma, maybe other respiratory chronic conditions, and even those who have had like multiple COVID infections that have started to compromise their overall health. They could benefit from having something like a pneumonia vaccination. And last one, I promise, is the shingles vaccine.
Yes.
I think at this point, our health centers and health departments at least are doing a good job of getting the word out about it. But it's not cheap. It's pretty pricey, and for the patients that we see, they tend to be at a higher risk of developing something like shingles for multiple reasons. One mainly being that they are dealing with a lot of social stressors, and just living. It can be a really stressful thing for a lot of people, and stress is often one of those things that can bring on a shingles outbreak, unfortunately. And it also has some serious lasting effects if it's not treated very quickly. So the best way to hopefully get people treated is to try to prevent it altogether.
Sure.
So that is something that we are looking into providing at the Community Health Center, because when we sat down and thought about what are some vaccines that patients have difficulty accessing, especially if they're uninsured, so that even if they're eligible for it, they still have to pay a really good amount to get it. It's a 2-part vaccine, so it also requires a commitment of the patient.
Come back.
To come back for it. So for us, we're thinking that that's probably a good one for us to provide, because our patients already trust us. They know where we are. They already come here for their other healthcare needs, and we can provide it at a much, at an affordable price. And I think little to nothing is always the goal, because then we know that financial burden is not a barrier.
That's awesome. Everyone listen to Kimether and get your vaccines.
Yes.
Real quick, with the current climate we're in surrounding like vaccines and everything, how do you guys promote routine vaccination across like all the different age groups and trying to get them to come in and, you know, not be afraid of it?
Right. So even though it's important for all age groups to have a good understanding of the importance of vaccinations, including risk benefit, it primarily ends up being the adults. So for example, for kids, it really is ensuring that the parents have a good understanding of why these are important, how it protects their child as well as their families. And then throughout the lifespan, so because there's vaccinations that particularly are important for your older patient population. What we do is that, one, we don't force anyone to do anything. That alone brings up red flags when we say, you have to do this or you can't get care here. Like, no, that's will never happen within our health center. We are able to have a very open conversation with patients to offer what we have. And then if they say, oh, no, I don't want that, they trust us enough that we can ask, oh, okay, well, let me know if you have any questions about it. If you have any concerns about it, I'm happy to answer those for you. So, that open door, non-judgmental policy has just been really effective for me. I want patients to be able to be honest and say, I don't like needles, so I don't like it. And because sometimes people feel silly, right, and they don't want to share that, so they just stop coming to the doctor, or they just don't show up, and that's not what I want. I want you to still feel comfortable coming here. So, no matter the reason that you have vaccine hesitation, I want to know so I can, one, validate, correct any misinformation, and then keep that in mind so that I can be respectful of it. And people probably don't realize it, but honestly, views change. We have a right to change our views. Right?
What? No.
What?
That's crazy.
So if you were all for vaccinations and you're speaking with me, and then you had one incident, or maybe you know of someone who had an incident that has now made you afraid of vaccinations, that is okay. I want you to share that experience. I want to validate that experience. And I want to shed light on it, because a lot of times knowledge really can help a lot with addressing fears. But then I want you to know, like, all right, continue to ask me questions as questions arise. And perhaps you come back around and say, well, you know what? I'm not a fan of vaccination, but I think this one in particular I should probably get, or this one in particular I should have my mom get. Right. Because I saw what happened for someone else who didn't get vaccinated, and I don't want that to happen to them. So I think that's also the beauty of primary care, is that our patients are not like one and done. We get to build a relationship with them over years. Yeah. So, we have that rapport with them.
I wish Kimether was my primary care provider. You're so trustworthy. I feel like I'm going to tell you everything. Okay, before we wrap up, I want to touch on 2 points really quickly. How does the Community Health Center support new parents?
Recently, it was National Breastfeeding Week, which is really awesome. That gives us an opportunity to promote something that we know is beneficial. We want to be able to validate those who make that choice to breastfeed. We want to validate those who choose not to or are unable to. The main purpose of National Breastfeeding Week is really to educate and celebrate. So for our patients, if I have maybe patients who are my regular primary care patients who come in, and I get the wonderful opportunity to tell them, you're pregnant, I can start those conversations early to see how what their views are, and if there's any information that I can go over with them. We don't rush the appointments. We give them that space to be able to ask about their concerns, and also let us know what support they need. If they need like lactation consultation, or if they want to meet with a nutritionist to just learn how can I best prepare my body for this, or things like that. And then postpartum, when they are perhaps no longer under the care of an obstetrician who delivered their baby and everything, they come back to us postpartum. And at that point, some are breastfeeding, some are still having struggles with breastfeeding, some have stopped breastfeeding, some never chose to breastfeed. And wherever they are, we try to meet them where they are and provide them the information and the support and encouragement to know. And I think the biggest thing is that is keeping in mind that we serve a lot of different cultures, and different cultures approach different things, differently. So some cultures might have a very open understanding of the importance of breastfeeding. Not much else is even expected. For that patient population, I might have to remind them of the other options in case breastfeeding is a challenge for them, and to let them know that they're not any less of a parent if for any reason they choose or are just unable to breastfeed. So I love those types of appointments, where I can just educate, celebrate, and encourage.
It sounds like on top of the medical care, the ethos is like respect. That's like what I'm keep getting is like vital. Respect and trust, and just being able to, like you said, like holistically take care of the patient and like talk to them.
Absolutely.
And figure out what's going on and all that stuff. I love how you said it's okay to change your mind.
Yeah. On anything.
On anything.
On a medication.
Yeah.
If you decide, like, you know what, I want to not see you next week because I think maybe that's too soon. And that's fine. Come back when you're ready. Like that it just goes so far.
Yeah.
To provide that non-judgmental, space. At least within our patient population, a lot of them are coming to us. One, they likely have not had any primary care or have had very little in their lifetime. Two, they might have had some pretty bad experiences with healthcare. They might have had episodes of gaslighting or disrespect or even true mental and physical harm. So when a patient comes in, and again, I don't feel like we have the luxury to not do this, but every patient that comes into our clinic, we have to keep in mind that likely they are carrying in any hurts, any fears, any times that they were that their trust was broken with healthcare people. So I find myself trying to be an opportunity to try to right wrongs of bad healthcare experiences that they might have had. I'm able to let them know even years later that a concern that they had was actually valid all along, and just the healing that comes from validating people's experience is amazing, and it opens them up to being able to care for themselves more confidently. I wish that was how all healthcare experiences could be. And I am uniquely located in a place that facilitates that. We're not a place that has like quick 5-minute appointments and you're out the door. Because what can we do with that, really, especially with a patient who might have some complex social and medical needs. So we have the luxury to be able to provide 20, 30, 45-minute appointments if need be to really help get you on the right track.
I love that.
Yeah.
Do you have anything you want to leave our listeners/viewers with about either the health center or what you wish people knew, understood about preventative care?
Oh man, that's
You're like all of it.
all the things.
But first, give a plug to the health center.
I'll say the health. I'll speak on the health center first, or even just community health centers in general. Is that I like to ensure that the community knows that this is not just a place for them. I and my colleagues take it very seriously that we want to provide healthcare that is the same kind of healthcare that we want to deliver if we were at a posh, affluent area. You're going to still get the same respect and quality of care. We try our best, and if we take feedback, we want to know what we can do to improve. But the biggest thing is ensuring do people know that this is a place for them too. Mm-hmm. So you do not have to be in complete poverty, to access a community health center. You don't have to be uninsured to access a community health center. You don't have to be from another country, newly here, just to be, like, it's literally for anyone who needs it. So I don't know about Frederick area particularly, but I know within like Montgomery County and just Maryland as a whole, it's really hard to find primary care providers. And we have some large health systems here, and it still is really difficult. But community health center, you at least can get yourself connected to a primary health provider. They at least get you on the right track.
I love that.
Yeah.
A place for everybody.
A
Come
place
see
for
Kimether.
everyone.
She's awesome.
Yeah,
She's going to be my new primary care. Kimether, thank you so much for being with us today.
It's my pleasure.
We have a segment at the end. I don't know if you know this,
I don't.
but it's called
Quick round trivia.
Quick round trivia. Okay.
Yay!
Yay.
Okay, good.
Now, before we start, I offer this to everyone. You don't have to take it.
She doesn't have to take it.
But
About
you do
I will tell you.
offer a little bit of hot sauce
Ooh.
prior to you answering the questions.
Yes.
Are you a fan of hot sauce?
I am.
Ooh, then I'm glad that I brought one of the hotter ones that I have on my desk. This is from the Black Eye Susan Company here in Frederick, and this is the Trinidad Time Bomb.
Not a sponsor.
Not a sponsor. This guy has pineapple juice and bananas in it. So,
Oh, it's a farce.
okay.
That's to make you think. Oh,
Yeah, it's just pineapple.
Bananas. No, there's
So
nothing to
if you would like,
About-
I'll let you do a pour if you would like to
give it a
take
try.
some before.
And we do have water too. Let's open
Yes.
it.
Oh,
Just in case.
And I'll let you know, this is the one producer Lance has tried, and he almost passed out. So
oh no.
Producer Lee. He just,
he didn't almost pass out.
I will try.
I'm being
it.
Kimether's from Texas and New York and New Jersey, so she's probably yeah.
Easily.
I mean, I won't say that it'll be easy, but I will say it'll be fun.
Okay.
Lance, we're saying she's tougher than you.
All right, are you ready?
You go
Yeah.
ahead.
Like, okay, because I
Okay.
want you to know when you're ready to
Oh yeah.
shoot
You
me
can,
questions.
and we'll start now. How many bones are in the human body?
Oh, goodness. 213?
Close.
246? 206.
206.
Yeah.
You did
There you
it.
go.
That's it. We're giving that to you.
All right.
Okay.
Now, what's the largest organ in the human body?
If it's an internal organ, it's the liver.
Say overall.
But overall, the skin.
Yes. She's 2 for 2. Okay, true or false? You need a flu shot every 10 years.
That is false.
Right when you brought up flu shots as a vaccine, I was like, she's going to get this one. False. What is what is the time frame you need it?
You should get your flu shot every year. And oftentimes flu season, like people think it's like, oh, maybe like November to February. All rules are out the door. When you remember that, oh, I should get a flu shot, just get it.
Just get your flu shot.
And then
last
final one
question.
here. True or false? Adults don't need vaccines once they've had all their childhood shots.
Oh, that's an excellent question. Well, excellent one to pose, and that is false. There are many vaccinations that adults can continue to benefit from in their latter years.
So come to Kimether for all of your vaccine questions, all of your community health center questions. And can you, before we go, let people know where it is located exactly?
Oh, thank you so much.
Yes.
Because if you blink, you'll miss it.
Yes.
Oh,
So the Community Health Center is located at 100 South Market Street. We're at the intersection of South Market and All Saints.
okay.
It just looks like a historic Frederick building. Maybe it looks like someone's home. It's not. There's a whole like bustling department that provides services day in and day out there. You are able to enter through the outreach area, but we also have a community table where you can come for a meal, 6:30 p.m. every night. We have a food bank. So once you get there, maybe ask, can someone show me around?
Yes.
I'd be happy to do so. As long as I'm not seeing patients. I love to actually open people's eyes to what all that the city of Frederick does and invests back into the community when it comes to housing and human services. So we do a lot in that little building.
Tiny building.
Tiny building. Big work being done.
Yes, Kimether, an amazing ambassador for what the health center does, and HHS. We'll have to have some of your colleagues on the housing side of things
Yes,
to
that'd
get
be
what they
great.
do. But we hope you come back
Yeah,
We're going to
absolutely.
splash
Love
up
to.
some phone numbers and the address and all that stuff so people know exactly
Thank
where.
you.
And if Kimether's not seeing patients, she can show you around.
Yes.
So thank you so much, and we will be right back.
Oh, that's cute.
Hi, my name is Phyllis. I'm the city clerk for the city of Frederick.
Hola a todos, mi nombre es Sara Brunal con el Departamento de Vivienda y Servicios Humanos.
We're here to remind everyone that there is a city election this year.
Estamos aquí para recordarles que este año tenemos elecciones en la ciudad.
Our primary election is on September 9th, and our general election is on November 4th.
Las elecciones primarias son en el 9 de septiembre y las siguientes elecciones serían en noviembre 4.
We also want to let everybody know that we have, for the first time, election districts this year.
Y también por primera vez vamos a tener distritos para elecciones este año.
You can see them here on our poster, or you can learn more about them at cityoffrederickmd.gov.
Bueno, lo pueden ver aquí en este formulario que tenemos aquí o pueden entrar a la página de la ciudad, la cityoffrederickmd.gov.
And we are back, you guys. What an awesome interview we had with Kimether. You look great, Ed.
You did it.
So surprised.
Yes, it was a great interview.
Everyone, check out the health center online, and we'll be sure to throw up the contact information, phone number, and address, and all that kind of good stuff. But a couple quick reminders for everyone. Really, really, really big news.
The biggest of news.
If you haven't heard, starting in 2026, the Keys
Your
will
favorite
return to affiliated minor league baseball as a high A affiliate of the Baltimore Orioles, marking their first affiliation since 2020.
Woo.
So Nimio Field is undergoing a huge renovation to bring it up to MLB Professional Development League standards, and that includes upgraded clubhouses, expanded concourses, and new facilities.
Yeah.
This transition reconnects the Keys with the Orioles franchise and the romance of minor league baseball in Frederick.
Ooh la la.
I'm excited. We went to
Me
that
too.
announcement and it was pretty cool.
Frederick's newest gem is officially open.
What is it?
It's Seniorscapes at Monocacy Village Park. It's located at 409 Delaware Road, and this unique outdoor wellness space is tailored to older adults, and it's open to everyone.
That's awesome. Another thing we checked out, it's designed with healthy aging in mind, and it features wide, flat walking paths, mobility and balance zones, and cardio and strength training stations.
Nice.
It also has a putting green, which is pretty cool.
That's cool.
Yeah, open lawn for active fun, shaded seating, and spaces to socialize. And they're also, I think, going to be implementing like brain games and other sensory areas to stimulate the mind and the body.
Yeah, if you want to go back and listen, we had
Dr. Sue Paul.
Dr. Sue Paul on, and
The
she
queen
talked all
herself.
about it.
Yes.
It was a great event for the ribbon cutting, and the park is really nice.
Yeah, the park is super cool. And with Frederick County's 65 plus population growing faster than any other group, this park offers a place to stay active, build confidence, and connect with neighbors in a safe, accessible space.
Yes. Did you know it's summer season?
It's summer season, but it's nearing the end, and it makes
It's
me
nearing
sad.
the end. But I like the fall too.
Yeah.
It's nice and cool.
I guess.
But because it's summer season, that means big happenings are also happening in the city of Frederick. To help highlight some city, county, and downtown Frederick events, we've created a page on our website where we list some information for residents, and you can find that at frederickmd.gov/events.
That's true.
That's pretty much it for what we got here.
Yeah.
But we want to hear from you.
We definitely
not
do.
quite done. Please email us at behindthespires@cityoffrederickmd.gov.
That's Behind the Spires at cityoffrederickmd.gov.
And if you're not quite sure, it's behindthespires@cityoffrederickmd.gov. To let us know what you'd want to hear from us, what questions you have, who you'd like us to interview.
That's true.
And I'd like you all to remember to like and subscribe to us on Spotify, Apple, Amazon, and YouTube. Also, before we dip on back behind the spires, we just ask the teeniest, tiniest of little favors. Tell your friends about your time here with us. And if you get a chance, give a simple 5-star review. I know this is 10 that I'm holding up, but it's a 5-star review. You can even do that right in your podcasting app. If you don't see that, just give us a nice, good old like, or maybe a comment or something. I don't know. Your support will help us grow. And you know what? We really appreciate it.
We would appreciate it.
So thank you for hanging out behind the Spires. And remember, kindness costs us nothing. But
it means everything.
Thank you.
Bye, guys.
Bye-bye.
I thought we were going to say it together.
Oh, we
Because I knew what it was going to be. I was like, I'm going to do it.